Hello everyone, my name is Vanitas and welcome back to the Forever World. This is episode 6 if I'm not mistaken. It's kinda hard to keep track of these numbers sometimes, but we are back. And last episode, as you can see, I made some improvements to my castle by adding some texturing and switching up the blocks a bit so it looks more interesting than just plain sandstone and stripped birch logs, and now it looks way cooler, as well as I went to the end to do some end busting and I got a lot of good loot from there, and it was just a great time looting the entire end and just farming up a bunch of diamond stuff. And currently, if we go into the inventory, I have full protection 4, unbreaking 3, mending armor, which is absolutely fantastic. So like, I am stacked and not much could kill me except perhaps some piglin brutes or something like that. So let's collect these sugarcane, and as you saw in the intro, we did, just like last episode, a little montage of building a farm, which was an Enderman farm for XP, because you know, I said at the end of the last episode that I'm gonna be doing that, and I did indeed do it. So let's buy some enchanted books. I need mending and unbreaking 3 for my sword. I'm gonna put them on. I also will combine these two pickaxes to make a good fortune pick, and it would be pretty cool to make a silk touch pickaxe, not pickaxe, shovel. I have an efficiency 5 unbreaking 3 shovel, and I have the materials to make an efficiency 5 shovel. So getting a silk touch book would be pretty awesome, but I do not have a silk touch villager, so perhaps I will make one of those. Okay, so let's combine these books and put these on my sword. I can also rename my sword into something cool. You know what? I named my pickaxe after Stain from My Hero Academia, and I'm gonna name my sword after All Might. You know, might as well. Also, I need to rename my pickaxe into something cool. Since I went with a My Hero Academia theme for these two, I'd like to do something of that sort as well, but like, I can't think of it. Give me a second. You know what? I'm gonna call it... Wait, I don't have enough levels. Well, that's unlucky. Okay, I came to the Enderman farm real quick to just get one level. Oh, I can also repair my sword. Okay, there we go. And then I can combine these two, and I'm gonna call it Momo after Momo Yorozu. You know, I was thinking what could fit with... Let me actually turn down these Endermen. I was thinking of what could fit with Momo, not with Momo, with Fortune. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do Momo because it just kind of fits, in my opinion. She like can create things and Fortune gives more stuff. I don't know, I really couldn't think of anything cooler, so yeah. Okay, so now we have two max pickaxes, one with Fortune, one with Silk Touch. Got a sharpness 4 sword. I mean, I'd like to make it sharpness 5, but this is pretty much the perfect sword that I need. And all that's really left is a Silk Touch shovel. But to be fair, it can also just stay at Unbreaking 5 for now. And when I get a Silk Touch book, I'll be able to put Mending and Silk Touch on it. But for now, we have Fortune and a regular diamond shovel, which is pretty cool. I'll put the Fortune one in my shulker box because like I'd rather use this, and then if I need the Fortune shovel for whatever reason, then I'll pull it out. Also, we got a lot of leftover pickaxes that I can combine and enchant as well. Now I feel like it's time to address the elephant in the room, which is these wither skulls. So as you remember last episode, I made this little notepad to keep track of things I do in between episodes, and what I did before this one is first I farmed up some birchwood and sandstone. We have a bit of birchwood to finish off the tops of the sandcastle, and a lot of sandstone to add in more cut sandstone, because I was adding some and I ran out and I felt like I wanted to add more, and I'll be able to use these to add in more details and more texture to the overall build. So yeah, we have more materials. Also farmed up spruce wood, which I have pretty much a full shulker box of. I farmed it from my tree farm. Then next I got 3 wither skulls, so pretty much I was like thinking what else I could do in between episodes, and then I was like, wait, I have so much iron that I could easily make multiple beacons, so why not go farm up a bit of skulls just in between episodes and see if I can get at least a couple, and then I'll be able to like kill the wither in the next episode. And then what happened was I went to the nether. I found a good nether fortress where I can farm a bunch of skulls, which was in a soul sand valley, and then I ended up getting 3 skulls very fast because, you know, if you've watched the last series, you know that my luck with skulls can be kind of crazy. And yeah, I ended up getting 3 in like under 20 minutes, which isn't too crazy. I mean, I do have a smite sword with looting free, so it's not too hard to get, but still it was pretty surprising getting them so fast. Okay, I added some slabs around on the top wall here to implement some extra variety. And now let's add some cut sandstone. So yeah, pretty much I got the wither skulls pretty fast, and now I'm gonna be able to kill the wither in this episode, and it will be a pretty cool event to do. Okay, I finished adding the cut sandstone here and there. Now I feel like I want to add some more birch stairs and like this design here and there, switch it up a little bit. Added them some to the tops. They do add a bit of extra spice to it, and I feel like some more in these spots can look good. Insta mining sandstone is useful, but when I'm building precisely like this, it's not very useful. I keep insta mining my build on accident, and it's kind of annoying. Okay, I added some around to like these parts, and then some here, and now it looks very cool like all around. If you look at it, it's definitely different from before, and it's definitely a noticeable difference. Like, it genuinely looks better. And the only thing I feel like I could add is some birch trapdoors there at the top. So let's make a few and head up here, and then just adding some here and there would help out this build, give it some extra detail and stuff. Okay, I added some here and there. You can see them, you can notice them, and I feel like it's pretty much done. Like, I don't think there are any more details that are necessary to add. I feel like we've got plenty of stuff added, and it looks pretty good. Definitely looks better than before, I can tell you that much. It's not as bland, and it's got more detail, and like, if you look at every single individual detail, then it might look weird, like why is a trapdoor there and like there. But if you look at the entire build itself, not pay attention to every single detail all around, it looks pretty amazing. I feel like it was pretty fun to like improve a build that I did, you know, previously. I built my first like starter base. Instead of building another base, I improved this one by adding more details and just making all around improvements. And also I'll have to try and think of this fountain design here. There's not actually that much space for a cool fountain here, so I'll have to really rack my brain and think of something that looks cool. Now what I would like to do is set up a silk touch villager, because I want to make a silk touch shovel, and a silk touch axe would be pretty useful as well for like farming melons. After all, like, I do have that melon farm and I've been farming some, but they're, you know, they're alright, but like, I don't know, it's just way more efficient to farm it with silk touch. Also, I did say before that I'm gonna be building a massive melon farm, and I don't actually know about that anymore. I don't even know if I want to build like a super big melon farm. I was actually thinking of making a automatic melon farm. I feel like that would be way more efficient and useful than making a massive one, because like, I'd rather just have one sitting there and cranking out melons by itself, instead of like making a crazy big farm just for show. Because I don't actually need a crazy big farm, like, it wouldn't even look super good. I was thinking of making it just as a decorational farm, but think about it, if you're making a big farm, I would rather make it like in my other previous world, where I just make a big wheat field that at least looks pretty decorational, you know, wise. Decoration wise, look wise, it's way cooler than making a massive melon field, if you know what I mean. Okay, so now I need to get a villager into this hole real quick. Okay, mission successful. I put him in here. Let's place down a torch and just start looking for Silk Touch. Hopefully this won't take too long and I'll be back with you when he does sell me the magical Silk Touch book. Ooh, that took like 1 minute legit. I got Silk Touch for only 8 emeralds, which is pretty much what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting it to be expensive. It usually isn't expensive. When I like try to get other enchantments, I pass by Silk Touch quite often and it usually only costs a few emeralds every time. And now I can put it on my shovel. I'd also like to buy a mending book. Like, I do have a mending shovel here, but it costs a decent amount of levels to put it on, and I'm a bit lazy to keep making rounds to the Enderman farm. Like, I know I made it, but like for this stuff, but like I don't know. I might still have to go either way, so let's combine these and put this on, and I can actually rename it into something cool as well. In My Hero Academia there's a hero and teacher called Cementos, which like makes a bunch of cement with his powers, so I guess that's a kind of fitting name. And I do have 2 efficiency 4 books for the axe, and I also got the Silk Touch, so pretty much I just kind of need to buy another mending book and an unbreaking book. Okay, so give me mending, and oh, I actually do need more. Okay, give me unbreaking, and now I have everything I need to make the perfect melon axe. I won't only use it for melons, but like it's pretty much a melon only axe. Mostly, obviously for everyday stuff and stuff. Would be good for farming trees. The thing is, if you remember, I have the data pack that makes a tree fall like IRL kinda, so I don't exactly need the axe for chopping trees, which is like cool, but it's also kind of weird because like usually you're making a good axe with the fact that you're gonna be farming wood in mind. And now it just kind of ends up making the axe only for other random stuff. Obviously it's gonna be useful to have a efficiency 5 axe, but I'm gonna be using a non-enchanted one for chopping trees because I don't want to waste the durability. So it's kind of weird. I don't know, it just kind of doesn't sit right, but it also I decided to use that data pack, but I'm just weird. I don't know. Okay, let's combine these 2 books, and to put this on I'm gonna be needing 21 levels, but since I also want to name it, 22. Okay, I have enough XP, and I couldn't really think of a cool name from My Hero Academia. Like, I can't really think of anyone who's using an axe or anyone who's got anything to do with wood. Like, there is one guy who's got like wood powers, but like I don't feel like that really fits because, as I said, I'm gonna be using this like for melons. And I can't really think of any melon hero, so I'm gonna name him Olaf from League of Legends, because Olaf from League of Legends uses an axe to chop his foes down, and I feel like it kind of fits because, you know, he uses axe, and this axe is gonna be named after him. And now I feel like it is time for the final main attraction, being the wither. So for the wither I usually cook up some strength potions, and I actually don't have any sand. Despite having all of that sandstone, I have no sand, so I have to go grab some real quick and smelt some. I'm actually gonna grab quite a bit because I did mention that I want to make the area around my castle out of sand, and currently there's like barely any sand there. And perhaps next episode I can start on the just entire village area. My original plan with the villager houses was to make them out of red sandstone and acacia stripped logs, and I feel like we're nearing that moment. I'm gonna try to do at least a couple per episode because there are quite a few houses, and each one I'm pretty sure will take quite a lot of time. Well, I got a decent amount of sand. It's not like the most, but for now it'll be enough. If I'll need more to like make this area out of sand, even more sandy, I'll definitely grab some. But I might as well fill in this because I was always planning to fill that in. Yeah, pretty much I guess up to like here, up to this point, I'll make everything out of sand, and especially around the sides and the back. There we go, we got some strength 2 potions, and I'll be using my smite 4 sword to fight the wither, so it shouldn't be very hard at all. Now I need just a good spot to fight him, and obviously I'm not fighting him on the surface, so I'll probably just fly somewhere over this way, dig down, and just place him in the deep slate layer and fight him. I feel like there's not really much of a better option than that. Okay, I know it's pretty dark. I'm gonna turn up the brightness in editing, most likely, because with shaders in dark areas like this, it is very dark for some reason. I guess that's just shaders, you know. Okay, let's equip my shield, and you know, let's just fight this thing. Oh, also I feel like it would be pretty smart to turn on hostile mob sounds. Oh my god, look at how much damage I'm doing to this thing. Oh my god. Yeah, the wither, when it's like not in hardcore and just especially on Java with just smite sword, it's way too easy, to be honest. There we go, we have the nether star, and with the rainbow enchantment glint, it looks absolutely beautiful because it's got the same like glint effect, and it's also affected by that resource pack. Okay, I have exactly 3 obsidian, that's perfect. There we go, we got the beacon. For now, I mean, I'm not gonna place it anywhere. The reason is because I wanna place the full beacon, and I feel like I wanna place the first beacon that I have as like a decoration. So like I need a cool spot for that, and currently, since I'm still like only 30% done with this island, I don't want to just place it somewhere randomly. But to be fair, this first one can actually just be completely for utility, and if I need it for mining or something, I'll be able to plunk it down pretty much. So perhaps I'll go farm up some more wither skulls and try to get a second beacon next episode, because you know, why not? I'll have one ready for decoration and one for utility whenever I need it on the go. I think it's time to start setting up some of those melon villagers that I was talking about. This melon farm is completely messed up now, so perhaps I will make this into a bit of a cooler one. So yeah, this episode was a bit interesting. Started off with an Enderman farm, maxed out my tools, all my armor is also maxed, finished the home decorations and renovations, and killed the wither. So it's been a pretty successful episode. Didn't do the most. I'm gonna farm up red sandstone probably in between episodes, so I don't bore you with that, and we'll be able to start these houses as well, and they're gonna look pretty awesome. So this episode, I'd bet, is around 20 minutes by now, because I did do quite a lot of yapping this episode, and hopefully you guys still enjoyed it, whoever's watching. So that is gonna be all for this one. If you did indeed enjoy the video, please leave a like, that would be greatly appreciated. Also, make sure to leave a comment, because I will be reading your comment and giving it a heart and most likely replying to it. And make sure to subscribe to stay tuned for more episodes, and make sure you don't miss an episode or any other videos. So go check out any other videos of mine that you might like, for example speedrunning random items. And that's gonna be all for this one. I will see you next time. Goodbye.